Did he message you back or no? Mike?
Hello?
Did he
Can you hear
message
me?
you back?
Um, I haven't. I didn't message him, but I could text him.
Why you bullying me?
Okay.
What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, I think it would be much more productive though if we do like our own thing with Breon and my other boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when we can get other players, like we'll get them, and then like they'll sit out, and it'll just be you and me.
Okay. I see. Like whenever you can get other players.
Yeah, so we can just be more consistent.
I see. Yeah.
Just so like every week I'm dishing something out,
Yeah, I get you. Ugh.
and I think everyone wants to rub on Michelangelo's ball sack. So
All right. I prefer the head.
okay, there goes my son, little fucker.
Mm.
Okay, I think I got the music in the background. That's good. Let me check my general. Maybe he's like taking a deuce or something.
I mean, he should have his phone on him. He said he was outside.
Oh, he said he was outside.
Yeah, he was outside, walking around because like there's hella kids visiting, I guess, Infinity's family right now.
Oh
So he's just chilling outside.
Well, you could tell him if he wants to reschedule, we can do that. Text him.
He said he was fine.
Oh, okay. Because I understand how it is with kids,
Well, what?
like having hella kids around and you want to focus and shit, like or being distracted.
Yeah, but he said he was cool with being outside and shit.
It's probably cool. It's probably warm out there, anyways.
Yeah. Not in NorCal.
Not in NorCal. Oh, why am I opening
It's been
Roblox?
cold.
All right, hopefully someone joins my chat so they can make sure our voices are good. I mean, I haven't messed with anything. The settings should still be the same. They're pretty good from last time, so I'll try and raise the gain on mine. Oh, there he is. Look at him. The man.
Finally, what the hell?
Hello?
What is your damn
What up,
excuse
dude?
for being late?
Hey, what's up?
Fucking Mike was telling me that like you're you have like family and over and stuff. Like if it's inconvenient, dude, like we can always, reschedule or something.
So I'm outside right now. Hopefully, I'm down to do it, but hopefully, like cars passing and stuff doesn't sound loud.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of last minute that Infinity invited family over, and they're going to Universal tomorrow.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 3 cousins, an auntie, an uncle, and the house is like kind of rowdy right now.
Yeah.
And the dog's going ape shit.
Yeah.
But
well, I totally,
outside.
I totally understand. Like you know what I mean. Like I'm not like even if you have to like reschedule, like I'm not tripping or not. Like I'm not one of those type of people, bro. Like I have kids and shit and all that stuff, and trust me, I know how it is, especially like last minute shit too. So,
I'm down to do it right now.
Yeah.
If you are.
Yeah, I'm down.
Roll.
I'm down. Yeah, I'm down. ForeverKing, forever doing his thing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into NRSQR 92.5, The Realm, where we keep it smooth, where you sit back, relax, and groove. Remember, if you don't follow, I will go and tell Paulo. Trust me, you guys do not want that. So, ForeverKing, the main man, the myth, the legend. Me and Mike were actually just talking about you right before you got in here and said, you know what, King has placed top 8 in almost every single tournament he's ever been to. I was like, dude, that's crazy. This dude is the most consistent NRS fucking fighting game player. Like, now that he said that, I thought about like, dude, this fool hasn't really missed the top 8. Think about it. And Mike was like, since MK9, I was like, damn, that's true.
I can do this all day.
How crazy is that?
It's wild.
It is pretty crazy. So obviously this is not counting MK11, but
Right.
in the other 4 games, I was pretty nice.
Yeah, I totally agree. I agree. Yeah, MK11 wasn't really the shindig, not my cup of coffee, but you know, to each his own, for sure. 100%.
For sure.
Dude, so how do you feel like you've gotten to where you've gotten? Like your skill level, your consistency, like me and Mike were talking about that, right, Mike? Weren't you saying something about that? Like,
Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering. So what'd you ask?
No, I was saying, I was asking King. I was like, how does he do it? Like, how did he obtain like the skills, the you know, the consistency, just becoming like as good as he is? Like, we were talking about that, right?
He watched YouTube before he wanted to compete. He watched YouTube. He seen Michaelangelo dominating, and he got inspired. And the rest is history.
Snap.
Oh man, what a god! What
No.
a god!
But I think I've seen him play, like grind and shit, and it's pretty simple. Like grind a lot, don't make excuses, and he's down to play anyone, and he's not afraid to play anyone. Like some people are kind of like, oh, I don't feel like playing or something like that, but King
Yeah.
will be like, dude, I'm down to play. Like let's play. He's a grinder.
He's a grinder, forever grinder.
I actually remember Michael telling me when he went to Evo 2012,
Yeah,
there was like a room party with a bunch of MK9 players, and a bunch of them are partying, talking, you know, drinking, whatever. I don't even remember this, but Michael remembers this, I guess. I was like in the
dude,
I was in
yeah,
the
I
corner
can't
of
believe
the
you
room.
remember that.
I was in the corner of the room, like playing on an MK9 setup, just in practice mode by myself, while everyone else was in the room, like partying, chilling, stuff. And Michael said, he was like, I'm thinking to myself, this guy's gonna make top 8.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome you brought that up because yeah, freaking. So yeah, I go to Evo 2011 or 2012, and
yeah,
freaking first time I see King. Little did I know how much history we're about to have, but first time I see King, we don't become friends, but I talked to him and like I see him, in the corner of a room playing Kung Lao, in the lab, practicing combos,
yeah.
and King was like prime young King, like buff, and I was just like, who is this guy?
Buff King.
It was just buff, young ass, super young King baby face, and I knew for sure. I was like, when I was seeing him grind, like he said, everyone was partying, we're all chilling, and King had no chill. King was just about business, and he was just grinding in the corner of the room. No one was there. There was hella MK players there, but no one was playing. We were all just chit chatting, and King didn't want to chit chat. King wanted to just play, and I was like, and yeah, I knew. I was like, this guy's gonna make top 8, and next day, guess what? He makes top 8. So yeah, that was my first introduction to King, and then same year, 2012.
Yeah.
I moved to Pittsburgh for a little bit, for like 6 months. I moved to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And I go to this console combat local.
Console combat. Holy shit, dude.
You remember that, Dad?
Dude, yes. There's so many fucking little offline events that just fucking rang my bell, dude.
Takes me back.
Yeah. It was awesome. And yeah, freaking, when I go to console combat, King's there, and I asked him a funny question. I still remember this. I'm like, dude, how do you like gain so much muscle? And I didn't know he was trolling at the time. I thought he was serious, but he was just like, bro, I just eat a lot of McChickens. And I'm like, all right. So I started eating a lot of McChickens.
Fucking McChickens, dude.
Yeah.
Those are
And
bomb,
we
though,
basically-
especially the spicy ones.
Yeah.
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 Well, those didn't come till years later, but those are bomb.
Yeah. And yeah, we basically get sponsored by Console Combat, both of us, and that was our first sponsor, our first like team, like where me and him are on the same sponsor. Not the last, but we'll get to that. But,
Definitely not the last.
Yeah, but the first sponsor, I was like, wow, this is cool. Like, there's a scene here. I was just happy to know people like Console Combat and shit, because when I went to, Pittsburgh and everything, I didn't know anyone really. So I was like, that's great. There's a scene and, great players like King over there. So yeah, that was an awesome time.
Damn, dude. Yeah, ForeverKing's always been one of the coolest people in the community. Like, always, like, people say I'm a nice guy, but King's always been nice. He's always been friendly. He's always been active with everyone, and I always admired that about King. So that's always been like a cool thing about King, man. King's cool, man. ForeverKing, forever doing his thing all the time.
Appreciate that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, like
You're a fucking god, dude. What the hell?
I never truly like, dude, out of the whole time I've known King, I never truly seen him like get super mad at someone. Like, you never
Never.
seen angry King, like salty angry King making like giving everyone a bad vibe. You don't see that, but King does have two personalities. One is King, and one is the Forever, which that was a thing of the past. But the Forever, dude, a lot of people that know the Forever of that legend,
Yeah.
it's basically like when King used to get drunk. And I don't know if you had to have probably seen him at a tournament in the past. Like, when King would drink and like become the Forever, it's just like, he's so fun. It's not a bad drunk. It's not a salty, like, just someone not fun to be around. Dude, he makes the party freaking that much better. Like, so many stories like people know about. He lost his shoes at the swimming pool. Like, him ripping his pants. Just like,
Shit, dude. Fuck. So King, obviously, like, the rumors are kind of out, especially with Ed Boon, like, confirming that the next game is pretty much Mortal Kombat 12, pretty much from all his, ask me stuff questions and stuff like that. And it doesn't seem like an injustice is happening or anything like that, or which I'm not gonna lie, I'm ready for Mortal Kombat, but I do kind of miss the whole DC superhero stuff a little bit, man. 100%.
Yeah, so I loved Injustice 1, and I loved Injustice 2. So Injustice 3, it would probably be a legacy game. It's going to be just like 1 and 2, but maybe they might have 1 or 2 more mechanics, but for the most part, they're going to have, back 3, 4, 3, meter burn,
Yeah.
Clash, all that good stuff. So you pretty much know what Injustice 3 is going to be like,
Right.
which is kind of why I would actually want Injustice 3 instead of the next MK, honestly. Because every Mortal Kombat is drastically different from every Mortal Kombat. Like, when you look at MK versus DC to 9, way different. 9 to X, way different. X to 11, way different. So with 12, we don't even know what to expect.
Sure.
Yeah. We can't even guess what it's going to be like.
Right.
But with Injustice 3, you pretty much know what it's going to be like. And that's why I was kind of looking forward to Injustice 3. But obviously, Mortal Kombat's my favorite game of all time, so I'm down for another Mortal Kombat. But I would have been happy with either or.
Yeah, 100%. That's the thing. Like, they keep it somewhat like legacy with the Injustice games, kind of like Street Fighter. Like, Street Fighter has its changes, but overall, it's mostly legacy, you know, and nostalgia, and I think that's like it's literally the king of everything is nostalgia. I say that all the time. Nostalgia is everything, and I think that's what's awesome about Injustice. They kind of keep it similar, and every Mortal Kombat, you always have to keep like switching and adjusting who you are as a player. And not that it's a bad thing. It was like, dang, you know, every time it's a switch up from my favorite title, you know.
Yeah, I kind of want to go back to MK9 for a second because we were talking about that earlier and I didn't get the chance to.
Yeah.
But that probably is my favorite video game of all time, I would say.
Mm.
And you probably remember that because you were playing online a lot and I was playing online a lot when I was in the ForeverKing and everything.
Hell yeah, dude.
I was ranked number. Go ahead.
I was just telling Mike, I was like, dude, I just thought of a memory when me and King first really played, and it was the Forever Clan versus C88. Do you remember our match?
What? Yeah.
Cyrax versus fucking Johnny Cage, dude.
Yeah, so I have so many good memories with MK9, and I used to play that all day, every day. Like, I couldn't wait to come home from high school and just hop on MK9.
Yeah.
And during the summertime, I remember I played it so much, I actually got to like rank number 1 on the Xbox leaderboards.
You were number 1, you son of a bitch, dude.
I cared so much about my number 1 spot. You know, it was basically just based on how many wins you have. So whoever has the most wins is ranked the highest.
Yeah.
I cared so much about my number 1 spot. I used to set my alarm clock. I'm on summer vacation, you know, no school or anything.
Yeah.
I used to set my alarm clock so that I could wake up early enough so I could play enough matches that day to keep my number 1 spot.
Fuck.
That's how serious I was.
This dude's committed, Mike.
Dude,
And
the game basically made King good just by having that record, like caring about it. Basically made you like it gave you a goal, which is great. Like you were like, oh, I need number 1 spot. The fact that you set an alarm and that was like your mission, fucking built you into what you were.
in all those wins, it's not like I was like farming people that didn't play or anything. Like, I'm trying to play all the best people that I know or people that I heard were good. You know, like Toxic Grant and the Predator. But as soon as Rio and Perfect Legend got their placements at Evo, I was hitting them up, playing them. Like, so I was playing everyone.
Yeah.
And as much as I played and loved MK9, I hope that MK12 can give me that same feeling. I want to get that feeling of setting my alarm clock to wake up to play the game. But I don't know if I'll ever get that feeling again.
Dude.
It's like a rare.
Dude, you're telling us, man. I could play that game for 9 hours and not get exhausted, not get tired, not get fatigued, and just want to keep on learning and going and going and going. And just like, even if I'm getting my ass completely demolished, I still want to continue to learn and get better because it was just so fun. It was so fun. Sure, it was broken, but it was fun. It was fun.
It is my favorite video game of all time, not just fighting game. Like, even if you count shooters, adventure, action, everything, Mortal Kombat 9 is my favorite video game of all time.
Makes sense. Hey, not a bad game to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of, let's just say it is MK12 because that's what it seems like. Is there something you want to see differently or come back or return? Or, something that you've been thinking about that you would like to see MK12?
So I had a lot of fun with MK9 Tag. I know a lot of people say it's broken and this and that, but
yeah,
it added a whole extra level of creativity, figuring out the tag combos and the assists. And obviously it was broken, but they weren't trying to balance the competitive. They were trying to just balance the 1v1.
Yeah.
So maybe in MK12, if they added a tag mode that had the creativity and fun of MK9, but they balanced it. You know,
Yeah.
that could be really fun.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting take. Would you like now when you say balance, like say if it was MK9, like would you take away stuff like Cyrax resets and shit like that, and Cabal meter build? Like, would you go to those links, or like those are fine, or maybe scale Cyrax's resets and shit like that? I don't know.
No, those were too crazy for sure. So, Cyrax, he's one of my mains in MK9. So I do have a lot of fun playing him. His combos are crazy and stuff. But for another competitive game, we can't have something like that running amok.
Yeah.
90% combos.
Damn, dude.
That's too much.
Imagine. It was so devastating getting hit by fucking Cyrax, dude.
But tag, that's just like my for fun thing, what I was thinking about. But what I love most about him is movement.
Yeah.
Upper dash blocking and stuff. So,
Yeah, you see all the top players. What do they talk about?
Movement.
Movement.
If MK12 had Mortal Kombat 9's movement, I think that would be like the number one thing I would ask for.
Movement, Michael. Movement, Michael.
So, like, everyone refers to that because we want to be in full control of our character and just like be all over the screen, and it feels good, man. Like, it's hard to explain to a non-gamer the feeling that a game gives you. Not like happiness, guys, but like when you're touching that controller and how in control of the character you are. Some fighting games do it well, some great, and some do it like to the point godlike, where one's like Melee and MK9 where you're just like sliding everywhere, and where you want to be on the screen, if you're that good, like you'll be there, like inches, millimeters from where you want to be, like, and it feels so good to be that fast. It's beautiful. Movement, man.
Yeah. MK9's the only game where I feel like I can perfectly position myself. If someone jumps at me, I can dash back, but cancel that dash. I don't have to do the full dash. I could do like a 1/4 dash, a half dash, 3/4 dash, cancel it, and anti-air them. Or they try to cross me up, dash forward, cancel it, anti-crossover.
Yeah.
You can't really do that in like MKX, MK11. Like, you feel more stuck in place.
Yeah, it feels like in a way it feels like it's restricted. It's not fluent, It's not going with the wind, It's never been in the wind, It's not gone with the wind at all. So it feels like you can't really. I don't know if you guys seen Friday, but I don't remember the African dude who came in after he bought his CD. He was like, "I can't get jiggy with this shit," and that's exactly how I feel when I'm playing like MK11, with a lot of the things too.
Yeah, it's tough, man. And since we're on MK9 so much, I know we could probably all agree after MK9. Probably every single NRS game, Sonic Fox was like the most dominant.
Yeah.
But in your opinion, like knowing what you know and everything, all the inside of tournaments, in your opinion, who was the GOAT of Mortal Kombat 9?
Rio. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so obviously it's a toss-up between two people. Some people will say Perfect Legend won 2 EVOs. That's the 2 biggest tournaments, like the 2 Super Bowls. So it's him. But some people will say Rio because he was just the most consistent throughout the whole game's life. Top 8s and wins all year that wasn't EVO. And me, I've always been the type of person that consistency is more valuable to me than doing good like once or twice.
True.
So I do have Perfect Legend as like the second best of all time, MK9, but I would have to give it to Rio just because, you know, he won like 2 or 3 MLGs, which are like the biggest outside of Evo. And then outside of that, he was like top 3 everything.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, my son was yelling.
his cabal was like one of the one things you didn't want to come across in tournament. I think he's actually the only person I never beat in MK9.
Shut
like,
up.
Yeah, I've beaten PL, I beat CU Junior, I beat everyone that there is to beat. I think I beat everyone there is to beat, but Rio's like the only person. I only got to fight him twice, but I lost both those times. So.
Yeah.
And,
Go ahead, Mike.
and, wasn't there a chance for Rio and PL to fight each other and someone was going to pay for it?
Yeah, so from what I remember, there was like a prize for like $1,000, and both Rio and PL, they were getting their flights paid for, hotels paid for, everything paid for, and they're gonna fly to meet. I think it was like Chicago or something, and they were gonna do a first of 10 on stream, and the winner gets $1,000. And Rio said that he was down for sure, but PL said no. But everyone was everyone was so hype about this because it was always them two were the top 2, and like everyone wanted to see like who's the best, like for sure who's the best. And it sucked when PL said no because that's like the match we all wanted to see. And we did finally get to see it at Evo 2013, but you know, it's only a best 2 out of 3, and Rio got him pretty good. But it would have been nice to see that as a first of 10 though, for like the 2 all-time greats.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? I did jump the gun. You brought up. I forgot about PL, dude. 2-time like world champion. Like you cannot like excuse that at all.
Oh yeah. But I think PL, he was kind of just like, I have nothing to prove, so there's no reason for me to do this.
Yeah, so you like he was just trying to save face, really?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want to take that chance.
I mean, honestly, if you truly believe you're the best, you would have no problem in proving it. Like, for example, I think I'm the best Batman player of all time in Injustice 1 and Injustice 2.
Yeah.
If anyone was to challenge me in a Batman mirror, let's do it. I'm down. Any money amount, first to whatever.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I would never turn it down for any reason.
Don't forget what you're gonna say, King. I have to ask you this real quick. Now you said that whole like they'll challenge me in the Batman mirror, whatever they say they're better than me. Now this has always been a question that's actually been on my mind. Do you feel like, for example, like you're the best Batman and you play this other guy who said he's the best Batman. Now, if you lose, okay, I'm not saying you would because I don't think you ever have, but that's besides the point. Does that mean that they're the best in the world, or you just lost the mirror match? It's always been a question in my mind. Or maybe they're just better at the mirror match than you are.
Yeah, it would just mean that I lost the mirror. But it's still fun to just see it happen. Like, perfect example, this situation actually happened. Compa, he's a very good Batman player.
Oh, yeah.
A Necro Batman. Like, after everyone moved on to MK11, some people stayed on Injustice 2 and kept competing, and they pushed the game and got super good at it.
Yeah.
Even to where old Injustice 2 veterans like Honeybee, Gurr, stuff like that, they would go back and they would lose to these guys. Yeah. These guys got really good at Injustice 2. And Compa, I guess he was winning a bunch of tournaments with Batman. And he was like the new best Batman of like the new era.
Yeah.
And I played him in a tournament, and he actually did beat me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, I've never lost a Batman mirror like that. So it kind of motivated me to practice again for a couple of weeks and then play him again.
Yeah.
And we did a first of 10 on my stream. Michaelangelo actually commentated it.
No way.
And yeah, and it's on my YouTube channel for you guys that are interested in watching it.
Yeah, I definitely got to post it on this podcast for people.
But yeah, that's just kind of an example going into. I could have very easily said, "Oh, Compa, he's doing good right now," but everything that I've done, like place top 8 as CEO, combo breaker, like over 20 tournaments throughout Injustice 1 and Injustice 2, there's nothing that you can do to pass my Batman accomplishments. So you don't deserve to play me. I could have said that, but
Yeah.
I'm so confident that I'm going to win that I still played him anyways and still gave him the chance to beat me in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And
damn. My bad. Go ahead.
If you honestly believe you're the best, that's what you would do. Someone else that other people think are the best, you would want to beat them in front of everyone with the chance that you have to prove that it's actually you, not them. So to go back to the Rio PL thing, that's why I do think Rio is the best, because when that opportunity was provided to them, Rio was like, oh yeah, I'm down 100%.
Yeah.
I think Rio was confident that he was going to,
Fuck, dude. I want to say I remember that. I remember that whole like shebang between there. It was for $1,000, right?
Yeah, and like flights paid for, hotels paid for, everything. Like they didn't have to worry about nothing. All they had to worry about was beating each other.
Kind of like you and Cowboy when they flew him out to Yomi, right, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly like that.
That was epic too.
That was, at that time when it happened, I was pretty salty about it, but now I can look back on it and laugh. And it was a really good set. It was a really good set.
It was a great set. I commented it, and it came down to the wire.
Was it 10-9? Huh? It was 10-9.
And last round.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me.
Going
You're not
back
that
to
guy.
What you said, Dab, about what does he like? How can you actually prove you're the best Batman? I do, but in my opinion, I say if there's like two Batmans and they're like, oh, I think I'm the best, and the other ones I think I'm the best, and they play each other and one wins, that doesn't really mean they're the best Batman. They are better in the mirror match, but I would think, which I would love to see as well, is if two people are saying they're the best Batman, you take 5 top players like DAT and a few others and put them against those two Batmans, like first to threes or whatever. And obviously the Batman that takes more wins off these other 5 players is the better Batman.
Yeah.
For matchups and stuff,
Well, that's the way I would see it too. Because like outside of that, the best thing you can go off is tournament placements.
Yeah.
But people could always have better brackets than someone else. Like,
and better days.
What if you're what if you're trying to determine the best Batman, but one Batman had like a bunch of options, the other Batman had a bunch of, and it's like, oh, this Batman plays higher, so he's better.
Yeah.
But he actually had a better run. So like, I always thought about Michael's idea in the past, like just having like 5 or 10 really good people play both.
Yeah.
But no one's ever done that before. That would be interesting one day.
Yeah, that'd be sick to watch.
Shit, dude. Fucking literally here in the flesh. All right, so all 3 of us kind of have the same opinions on 11 for sure. We're just not like huge fans of it at all. But is there anything in the game that you do like that you wouldn't mind seeing returning or anything like that?
So I'll say when I'm playing MK11, it does feel really satisfying to like someone jumps at me and I flawless block their jump in and I flawless block up to them. It is hella satisfying.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would necessarily want. I don't know if I want flawless block to come back in MK12 because it just creates weird situations. Like, let's say someone hits you with like a string, like 1-1 or something, and that string's like +10 on hit, and then they go to follow up their +10 with something. You can still flawless block that and then get a full combo. So you can turn situations in most fighting games, you're just fucked.
Yeah.
Like you have to respect the other person. But in MK11, you're just like, oh, I know you hit me with this string, but I'm gonna flawless block you and full combo you. I don't necessarily like that aspect of it. I guess they could just make it like, oh, if someone's plus a certain amount, you can't flawless block them. They could do that.
Yeah. I would take that aspect out. I would keep flawless block for like zoning and chip damage, like last breath type of shit. But like on hit, I couldn't. That's just like it creates a stupid meta. Not that it's stupid, but it makes the meta dumb because it's like, dude, like I'm +15. Like, why am I afraid to go and earn and pressure when I'm at advantage? You know, like at least like an MKX. Like you can kind of like, we were talking about this last podcast, you don't have to interrupt your flow. Like you can do like a move that like counters armor, like if you think of the armor, and then you just option select. Like you can't option select a flawless block, you just have to stop your pressure and wait or something, you know.
For sure, yeah. So yeah, I do agree with you 100% that like flawless blocking, zoning and stuff like that, I think that's really cool. I do think flawless block is like, it's kind of the best mechanic in MK11, but it's just annoying in some situations. But the stuff that it's good at, it does feel really satisfying to hit.
Yeah.
But outside of that, MK11 having like the lowest combo potential, you know, no one really has any combo strings, and if they do, it launches them too far, so you can only do it in the corner. I remember during like the beta days and stuff, like 16-bit was saying like, oh, MK11's more of a game where it's like you do small chunks. You don't really do big combos. You do like a crushing blow.
Yeah.
And then like a hit. And it's an interesting concept, but it's not as fun.
It's not MK. Yeah.
It's just not as fun as just figuring out crazy ass combos. Like when you watch Ninja Killa and MKX doing 10 instant air fireballs into a flying kick or something, like there's no sauce like that in MK11 really. Another example is like I can play Batman and Injustice 2 to this day in 2023 and still learn new conversions, new crazy pickups that I never did before. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I never did this before, even though I've been playing this character for like over 10 years.
Right.
But in MK11, you don't really get that. Like, after a couple of days of playing a character, you pretty much did all the possible combo routes with that character. You can't really find new stuff. It's hard. I'm not saying with all the characters. There's probably some characters that have more, but like with Gears, in the first couple of days, we already knew all his combos, you know?
Yeah.
It's really hard to find new, innovative stuff. So I hope MK12, they go back to being creative and innovative with their combo system.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. That's all we want. We want creativity. We want fun. We want nostalgia. And we just want that back. Because if you have those things comboed with fucking music, dude, your game's gonna be fucking ridiculous. It's gonna be. The people are gonna fucking play it, bro. People are gonna play it.
Oh yeah, I still think some of the best music from Mortal Kombat is like the older games, like Deception and MK2, MK3.
I know Mike's gonna love hearing that.
Yeah, the older games had the best music, and
Yeah.
I feel like Mortal Kombat 12. I'm really hoping they step up the music because like MK11 and MKX, I can't really think of a song that stands out specifically. And like the main menu music is kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say dry.
It's kind of dry, man.
It's not that memorable. We need something.
Did MK11, one of their songs or background music, wasn't it like a remix of the actual Techno Syndrome? The classic Mortal Kombat song. Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, on the tournament stages.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
And you hear like a little synth. It goes, didin, but that's it. Like, God, I hope they bring that. It would be cool. Like, I forgot the guy's full name. He's Mick something. He did the KI music. Like, he brought that nostalgic feel. Like, when I was watching KI and when KI first came out, when I was playing it, I could just sit there at the press start button for long and just bathe in the fucking nostalgia, just the memories, the music, and even in the character select. It gave me goosebumps because it was still original, had a little bit of a twist, but it was still original, and it's just. I hope they figure out a way to add that techno in there. I mean, it's their property. It'd be cool to actually have it in there somehow. I've always wanted it.
I heard some inside info.
Oh yeah.
I heard that Mike Gordon, the guy that did the KI music and stuff.
Yeah.
He actually approached NetherRealm to do music for them, but some guy inside NetherRealm had beef with him and refused him.
Wow. That's
opportunity.
That's actually damn. I hope that guy has a better change of heart this time around. That's his name, Mick Gordon. Because that guy's ridiculous, man. We need music, dude. I think music is a huge part. I feel like ever since 9, Injustice 1 was kind of epic, like their dun 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 kind of.
yeah. Injustice 1 main menu kind of went fire.
Yeah, it was epic. It was like, it's fucking superheroes. It's their first fucking superhero game, and it's fucking epic. It was tight. And but after Injustice 1, the music kind of started declining a little bit. I'd say.
I can barely think of a single song off the top of my head for any of MKX and Injustice 2 and MK11, but like Deadly Alliance, Character Select Screen, I could think of that right off the bat, or like Deception, Character Select Screen, Deception, Slaughterhouse, Deception, Yin Yang Island.
What a god.
I can think of all those off the top of my head right now. We need like that type of stuff to come back.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I wouldn't want variations back either. I'm not a huge fan of variations. I wouldn't want that at all.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's great, like, if they just, put a full character in there.
It was a good idea. Like, it was a good, something to experiment with. But honestly, it ended up being like every character had a certain variation that was just the best. Their plan was to be like, oh, use certain variations for certain matchups, which it kind of happened like that. But for the most part, every character just had like a strong variation that was the best in that scenario. And you just use that.
Yeah.
So instead of that, I would just rather, like until now, every character just has their own stuff. Use the whole moveset.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Give us a full character, and it does kind of take away from the character, because it's like, for example, like MK11, like there's variations where like Raiden doesn't have his teleport, and it's like, you've been playing Raiden with this teleport your entire life. Like, why do I want to switch to another variation? It does suck too, because not saying it sucks. The game sucks. It sucks because like some of those variations are better than the one with the teleport. You know, some of them are very situational. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe if the character had the full kit, wouldn't have to worry about those situations. I mean, I think that maybe they had a good idea, because before in the past games there's a lot of counter picking fest. So I mean, I guess I see it. I see where they're going with it, but
And they made way more moves now. So like, if an MK11 character had their whole move set, they would be pretty wild. But that might be a good thing though. Like
it would.
I used to always love imagining if there was like the ultimate MKX.
Yeah.
And like, you know, if Quan Chi had like Summoner, Sorcerer, and you know the other one all in one, or like Predator had Hiskuchen, Hunter, and Warrior all in one.
Yeah.
That would be a crazy ass game.
Fuck, dude, imagine fucking Hiskuchen Predator with a real get off me move. Oh my god.
And like setting traps and zoning behind
Dude.
Stop it.
it. Like Quan Chi, if that leg grab move of Quan Chi like still had armor, he might be the best. Like if he could summon the bat, put the portals on the floor, have an armored launcher, he might be the best.
Yeah. He would be pretty damn good.
Dang, Mike would be living the dream, dude.
Like the kicking you in the back, that kick in the back with the armored launcher, with
Dude.
you know standing in armor, summoning a bat, standing in armor, dude.
Dude,
summoning
summoning the bat, kicking you from the back, throwing a rune trap simultaneously. Now he's throwing the bat at you, and now he just fucking grabbed you out of the portal. Like, what the fuck, dude?
The thing about Sonya, she would have demolition, like all those grenades, with the military stance, with the drone. Or like Kano would have the command grabs with the 50-50 mix-ups from, you know, his blue variation, with his mid projectile from cybernetic. That would have been a crazy ass game. Like that would have been really fun to play, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. You know, all that game was missing. We talked about it before. It just needed some defensive options. Like if it had MK11's defensive options, it would have been a little bit more, you know.
Or that block breaker, if it didn't cost everything, like if it just costed like one bar instead of two.
Yeah. Everything.
That could have been really nice, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it costs 3 bars and all your stamina.
Yeah.
I'm like there's
hell?
There's no point. But if it was just like 1 bar and like not any stamina or something,
yeah.
That would have helped a lot.
Yeah, 100%. It would have helped a lot. I mean, pushback is the one thing I would like from Injustice to return. It was beautiful. I mean, they could probably do something different with it now, but
You son of a bitch.
That is one cool thing about Injustice 2 is like.
Thank you, Darian.
Injustice 2, there's so many ways to use meter. Like you got meter burn 4-3, back 3. You got flash. You got meter burn rolls. You got the air escape. You know, meter burning attack. Injustice 2 was really good, honestly.
Yeah. That's one of the games that oh, my bad. Go ahead, Mike.
Also, talking about MKX now, I just remembered something that I don't think I've ever revealed to anyone except King.
Oh shit.
And thankfully, King kept it a secret, but I think it's time to let everyone know now.
What is this?
So during MKX, King and I, awesome enough, we were on the same team, Yomi. So there was a point where King became like undoubtedly the best. He won like 2 majors in a row. It was TFC and was it Summer Jam?
Yeah, Summer Jam.
Yeah. So funny enough, I don't know if you remember this, Dad, but I think a lot of people remember this. Is like, so King won TFC,
Yeah.
and then next week we had to do Summer Jam.
Summer Jam was first. It was Summer Jam 9 specifically.
Summer Jam was Hishkutin, right?
Yeah, both of them were.
What a god.
So Summer Jam was the one that I debuted like Hishkutin. Well, actually, there was a tournament in Texas that I used Hishkutin a lot. I got 4th. I only lost to Sonic. But then, yeah, Summer Jam was a couple weeks later. That's the one I won. That Mike was about to tell you the crazy story about.
So, and this kind of in the end we laugh about it now, and it makes King kind of undoubtedly at that moment the best, because if you don't remember, Dab, during that tournament, King and Sonic Fox obviously were in grand finals, and King's about to beat Sonic Fox, and someone turns on their PlayStation controller and stops it. Like I think King was like in a combo, or he had advantage and he was about to win, and someone in the crowd, their controller turned on and the match got fucked up, and King actually agreed to start the whole match all over, and he beat Sonic again to solidify and win it. Yes. And funny enough, though, that person that accidentally turned on their controller and kind of fucked King's game up was me.
I think that's ringing a bell a little bit. It was like a big controversy over it, I want to say.
It was, you don't understand how bad I felt. Obviously, like, so when it turned on, and here's the thing, you can't really blame me. You kind of have to blame the players. There's a rule that when you go on that stage,
hey, facts though.
You have to that's just what we all have to do. Or guess what? Someone could turn on their controller and fuck up your game. Obviously, I was not against King. I was rooting for him to win. I wanted him to win. He's my teammate. I'm going back to Atlanta with him. Dude, we chill every night together. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
But, like, we cheered because King was, like, game-winning combo. We all got up. The team and everyone got up, cheered, and in my pocket, my controller, like, moved around, obviously, and it accidentally turned it on. But, obviously, I'm not going to say shit at that tournament, because what would happen if I would have grabbed my controller and been like, oh, hey, everyone, it was me. Obviously, King would give me a dirty look. The crowd would be like, boo, to me. And I'm just like, fuck. So I seen like, oh, shit, it's on. And I know I played in the top 8, and I checked like my controller, and I just pushed circle, and I was like, please don't me. And when I pushed circle, it obviously went back to the game, and I was like, fuck, it was me. I could be responsible for ruining King's, like, win, basically. And he restarted the match. He's like, okay, I'll play it again.
Classic King.
Kudos to King for doing that.
Classic King.
And obviously, dude, I'm sweating, like, please win this match, King, because I don't want to feel bad. Like, that shit was like... So I'm like, please win. He ends up winning, and I'm like, damn, like, he really did it. And so I didn't say shit the whole trip, and I pulled King aside before I told anyone else. Like, I think this was back at Yomi. It was somewhere, but I knew I was gonna tell King. But King, we started talking about it, and he's like, I wonder who it was.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget his face at the moment. But I was like, so it was me. And he was just like, damn. And he kind of like, it was just a funny moment, and we laugh about it now. Like, you know, he still did it, but I would have felt bad if he didn't. But it was just, hey, it was a moment that, like, it wasn't someone that, like, was hating on him and, like, wanted him to lose. Fuck, it just happened on accident, and the controller turned on in my pocket, and that, the rest is history.
Fuck.
You said you were jumping onto the stage, because, like, I was basically getting, like, the game-winning combo. So you were like jumping onto the stage to congratulate me. When you jumped on, the controller jumbled in your jacket, and it paused it.
Yeah, so it's like fuck. It was messed up, and I did feel bad at the moment, but I was also like, dude, it's one of the rules that everyone should turn off the controller. Shit like this could happen, and we laughed about it after. But dude, no one since 2015, because it happened in 2015.
Yeah.
No one knows that besides like King and I, and maybe a couple others that like maybe I told that we just laugh about it or whatever, or that like people that don't go to tournament, I'll like tell them that little story. But now everyone knows, like we just revealed it on this stream that it was my fault. I don't feel bad about it now, but like it was just one of those crazy moments that. But yeah, in the end, it's like, dude, King was a dominating force at that time. Like, and I remember at Yomi, like how much he practiced. Like, he'd grind like crazy. We'd play team tournaments. There was a moment we would play team tournaments at Yomi.
Yeah.
And it was like 3-on-3. And King, there was a moment. It was before Summer Jam. Like, no matter what team was formed, it could be like me, GJTMIT, or like Slayer, and like King would be like the one beating the team. And I was like, dude, fuck. Like, the moment we knew like King is like up there is when he's beating Denzel. And Denzel was in contention for being the best in the world at the time. Like, even people were questioning, is it Sonic Fox? Is it Denzel? Because Denzel was winning like CEO and stuff, and it was like, damn. But then like when King beat Denzel at TFC, and then King beat Sonic at Summer Jam. So like, damn, like King had a run for a moment. So that it was good, man.
Damn, what an asshole, man. I cannot believe you, Mike. I'm just playing, dude. I'm just playing.
I'm wondering, King, do you? Because I'm not even sure about me, but like, do you know how many top 8s you have under your belt? Like, can you even guess, like, between MK9, like, since you competed as a professional, how many top 8s does ForeverKing hold under his belt in like all tournaments?
Dude.
So it depends if you're counting majors only or if you're also counting like regionals and
Indulge us, everything. We want it all.
Yeah,
because like I've obviously every like local I've went to, I've probably gotten first, and like every regional I've gotten to, I've probably gotten like top 3 or top 8 at least. In majors, I want to say MK9 and Justice 1, MKX and Justice 2, I have at least 10 like major top 8s in all 4 of these. MK11, I never got a major top 8 in MK11, but I got like a couple like regional first places and stuff like that. So if you're counting majors only, I want to say I almost have like 50 top 8s, maybe ish.
Jeez.
But if you're counting like regionals and stuff like that too, it might be more like 80, 90 or something like that.
80 or 90.
For me,
Jesus.
For me, I think it's past 100 at least.
I want to say for sure.
Because like I'm like when you're saying regionals, I think you're counting like ECT, NEC, Summer Jam. You're counting those as regionals, or are you counting those as majors?
Some of them are regionals, some of them are major. It depends who's all there.
Nerf King in the chat.
Wait, if you're counting like conventions and stuff too, like randomly like YumaCon or like like random Comic Cons and stuff, it could be over 100.
Damn,
yeah. That's all. Dude, some people are so happy to get like a top 8 somewhere. Like for you to do that, that's insane.
This full King, like we said earlier, I think he's the most consistent NRS player of all time. Has to be. Most top 8s of all time.
Yeah. King, didn't you say something? I think you said another player with you, but you said something about like, besides me, there was another player, and you that starting with MK9, like, because Sonic didn't really start with MK9, like you're the only one really left that like got, you know, that's consistent since MK9.
Yeah.
So I'm the longest competing NRS player of all time. Like I started in 2011, and I never like quit or took any breaks until present. Like there's some people like Kerbalicious, for example. You know, he started in MK9 around the same time as me, but then like he didn't compete in Injustice 1. He didn't compete in MKX really.
Yeah.
But then like he came back in MK11. Or like Tom Brady, he kind of like took a break in Injustice 2, or like, you know, Michaelangelo, he took a break in Injustice 2.
And Injustice 1, he played like only at, I think Mike only played one Evo. It was the first Evo, and that was it.
I got 16th for Injustice 1. I got like 16th at Evo 2013 for Injustice 1. So yeah, I played it, and then, but yeah, those games for me, it was like, I really tried in the beginning, and then it, like, do I want to keep going at this? You know, and you know, MK9 is my MK in general, like what I love the most. So those games I kind of give it a shot. So yeah, and you. Let's talk about your. Or go on, King. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, yeah, I think I'm the only person that started competing in 2011, and then competed until present day, like without taking any breaks.
So that's like your definition of like the longest running competitor, because you never took any breaks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I started competing in all 5 games.
Yeah.
And some people will ask like, what's my most like dominant game or stuff like that. And I think if you take the game as a whole, probably Injustice 1.
Yeah, like, you think so?
Yeah, when you take the game as a whole, so MK9, I didn't really compete like early, like when like Michaelangelo and Perfect Legend and Tom Brady were like going to Evo 2011 and stuff. I still never been to my first tournament yet.
Yeah.
So I started like later 2011. So it's hard to put me like top 5 all time for that MK9. But Injustice 1, I started from the beginning. And I almost never missed a top 8 of all of Injustice 1. So it's pretty much like me, Jupiter, Sonic, Theo, KDZ. It's like top 5 for sure. You can't really debate any other way.
Yeah.
But that's like the game as a whole. But I think my most dominant, I guess, like time period would be during MKX when I won.
That was clean.
Yeah, when I won the Fall Classic and Summer Jam, because Sonic Fox and every single grand finals was Sonic Fox and DJT. But when I won Summer Jam, I double eliminated Sonic Fox and I beat DJT. And then only like a month or two later, when I won the Fall Classic, I beat Sonic Fox and I double eliminated DJT. So it's like, not only did I win 2 tournaments, like 2 majors back to back, but I'm double eliminating the best player in the world and the second best player in the world.
Yeah, dude.
So
they definitely were too.
So, I mean, you could pretty much safely say that I was probably the best in the world at that time. Just for that short couple months, you know.
Yeah, you've done something only some people dream about doing, and that's awesome. Yeah. So I have another question that I've been waiting to ask.
What's it?
So we have something in common that sometimes I wonder, like, through your perspective. So I have an awesome girlfriend, Cherie, as people know.
We all love Cherie.
She's a gamer girlfriend. And if some people don't know, ForeverKing, in my opinion, has one of the most dominating woman forces out there in the NRS scene, which is Infinity.
She's number 1.
And yeah, in my opinion, like, as of right now, I can't think of another girl in the NRS scene, or straight up in just like the FGC, that's as you know, as dominating as Infinity
Is that your son
was,
right there?
and so sometimes I wonder, like, and probably all these other gamers listening, because before I had a gamer girlfriend, I wondered, like, how would it be to have a girl that loves video games as much as I do? So, like, King, how is it, like, having a girl not only that plays video games, like, yeah, I'll play for fun, but that's actually like a competitor in Mortal Kombat? What's that like, living with her?
Oh, it's great. Like, we can play, and it's like we're not just playing like casually, like we're like playing with like frame data and like matchups and stuff like that. It's like playing against another tournament competitor, but you live with them. Kind of like how I was with the Yomi guys, you know?
Yeah.
But or like Franco, my little brother.
Hey, Frank. Shout out to Franco.
Yeah, the homie. But you know, it's a little bit different. Like there's extra benefits, like me and Infinity compared to like Franco or me and Yomi, you know. What is it?
Oh, you kind of cut out right there. You kind of, that little part, you kind of cut out.
No, I was just saying, like, it's awesome having someone that has the same passion as you, has all the same likes and interests as you. And, you know, I'm always rooting for her when she's doing well. She's always rooting for me when I'm competing and stuff like that. And we help push each other to become even better.
Yeah.
Like, when I watch her win, I feel like pretty much as hype, or maybe even more hype than when I win, you know? Like when I watch her get a top 8, I'm probably more happy than if I was to get a top 8, for example.
Yeah. Cause like a part of it is like you, because like you share that experience, like training and getting better and running matchups, and you're like, wow, like even though like she did it, like you still see a little bit of yourself. Not like, I'm not trying to make it like selfish or not anything, so people don't get the wrong idea. Like you're proud of what you guys have worked on. You're proud of how badass she is, pretty much. You know what I mean? You're like, wow, I'm proud.
Yeah, because obviously we're training partners, so it is her own skill that she's doing it with, but I'm the main person that she's playing every day, so you know.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
That's how it felt when Denzel beat Rio. Like I picked up like our thing was, I'm gonna make this short. Our thing was like, we gotta beat PL and we gotta beat Rio. Like they're the best. Like we gotta beat them. Like when we were in Vegas, and like we were grinding. We were playing hella characters, whatever. But like I picked up like Cabal, and I was like, dude, like Rio's gonna be here. Like we have to be prepared. And like just seeing like the stuff that we practice and stuff, was like, wow, dude. And like Denzel just being Denzel, it was just a fucking work of art, you know, work of art.
You and Denzel had like a similar relationship to me and Infinity.
Yeah, but only gaming only, you know. No, we didn't share any beds or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Oh my god! I shared beds with Yomi boys. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
What a son of a bitch! I love that. That was cool. That was cool.
I still think people don't understand like how crazy Yomi was, like to the point like I would see some people when they would come, they would be like, whoa, this is more insane than I thought. It was a giant warehouse. Imagine like an army base, like the bunk beds are like in one room. There's like 10 bunk beds and we're all lined up. And we got so comfortable with each other, like sleeping like in the bunk beds and stuff. Sometimes when there was a tournament and we had a hotel room, we didn't mind sleeping like 3 dudes on a bed, and we're just like talking about matchups, and it's pretty crazy to like fall asleep talking like about Mortal Kombat, something you love and train, and like just every day it was just that, like talking about Mortal Kombat, waking up Mortal Kombat, and like even when we weren't playing the game, when like King and Slayer were arguing, or like Denzel, about a certain matchup that I didn't even play, I got to learn it through them just talking about it. I was like, oh, I didn't know that this was like -5 or like this and that. Like, well, we could be at a Denny's talking, and it was like just yelling about matchup experience, which was hella funny. I know King remembers this, like where we'd be yelling about like normal people that are listening to us that like know video games, maybe like, oh, they're talking about Mortal Kombat, or we started saying like Sub-Zero's -5 on slide or whatever. Like people, their faces would like look, and you could see like the confusion setting in, where they're like, what the hell are they talking about? And we'd get so passionate. One time, like a lady told us to shut up. She was like, can you shut up?
Yeah, we were at a Denny's, and it was MIT. I remember, actually. You know, MIT, he gets really passionate and loud when talking about matchups and stuff like that. And yeah, there was like an older lady at the table next to us. She's like, "Can you guys stop it?" or some shit. But we kept going. Good time. I remember one time, I think we went to like a Burger King or something, and you know, all the Yomi guys came in full force. And there was an older guy. He was just kind of curious. He's like, "You guys seem like part of like a team or something. Like, what are you guys all here for?" And Slayer was like, "Oh yeah, we're like traveling around the country, just like competing in Mortal Kombat tournaments." And he was like, the old guy was like, "Oh really? Like that's crazy. Like, never thought video games would get that big like that."
I'm so glad you brought that up, because I remember when he asked, he didn't believe us. Like, we were just all eating, and he's like, "What is this? What are you guys?" You know, you see a group of like, there was like 7 of us and shit, and you know, we're all like different ages and stuff. So it's like, where are they coming from? What team is this? And yet, when he asked us in the beginning, he didn't believe us. Like Slayer said, like, "Oh, we're, you know, part of the team, and we travel America competing in Mortal Kombat." And this is when I knew what we're doing is very special, because he looked at us, and for a moment he was like serious, right? And he listened to what we said, and he started laughing, and he's like, "You guys almost got me there." And we're like, "We are." And he's like, "Quit fooling," you know? And it was just hilarious. And that's when I knew. I was like, damn, we're doing something that's like unbelievable, that people don't believe us even if we tell them. And that's when I knew, like, I was just so appreciative of the time that we were doing that.
For sure. That's still, I always look at 2015 as one of the most fun years of my life, like hands down.
Yeah, dude, imagine, like everyone listening and you, Deb, like imagine someone calls you, and I know King got the call too, like someone calls you and is like, drop everything you're doing in life. I have enough money to feed you, pay for everything. Every week, I'm going to have a tournament, a local tournament at our training facility, and the winner is going to get $1,000. And you're going to just, I'm going to have a house for you, just everything, pay for your travel, your hotel, like pay for you to go to these things. And like, imagine someone calling you like, dude, I dropped everything, and I know King did, and like, and for like a year and a half, dude, he paid for us, food and everything, and this is the only thing that was required of us. Win fucking tournaments, be good, get top 8. And to have the training partners we had, like, it was great. When he first invited me, I was like the first to be invited. When I got there, I didn't know who else was coming. And I asked him who else is coming, and he was still kind of thinking about it, but he mentioned King and Slayer. And I got so happy, because if some people know, like, it's great to have a job you love. Like, I was like, this is amazing, I have the job. But you really, to have a job you love and love the people that are working with you, like when he said, you know, the Terry brothers and like freaking King and Slayer, I was like, dude, I have great times with these guys at tournaments, and we just vibe well together. It just made it that much better. Not only am I on a freaking team and like traveling, getting paid, everything paid for, and living Mortal Kombat, I'm gonna do it with people I love and that are awesome. and it just made it that much better, and it got us all good. And dude, we didn't have to do anything. And I'm gonna say this story. The moment I knew like I'm living in a dream, like I really felt like I have to. It was just one of those dream moments where it's like, dude, at any moment I should be waking up. We went to a strip club, and our boss, he gave me like $3,000 in ones, and he's like, here, just throw this, like throw it in the air. And he remembers these moments, like, and I threw it. I threw $3,000 in ones in the air, and my life paused at that moment. And I was looking at, the $3,000 in the air, strippers everywhere. Atlanta has some of the best strip clubs. But at that moment, when I threw that money in the air, I'm like to myself, I'm throwing this much money in the air for what? For playing fucking Mortal Kombat. Like, this has brought me to this moment. Like, what is life, And it was just a crazy time. Like, and that was one story that we have of many stories. And we do plan on eventually, like, we're going to bring all the Yomi guys together one day, and we're going to have a sit down, and we'll talk about Yomi, like, in full detail when all is, like, ready. I feel like when all is
Even
ready and prepared. What?
Even the crazy stuff.
Yeah, I think one day we need to have a full-on uncensored, like, realistic, like, talk about everything that went down. Because, like, obviously stuff that happened there, like, kind of a secret, like, like, there's been some wild there's been wild times there that I feel it's not ready to be talked about, but one day it's going to be ready to be talked about, and I can't wait to just, like, have it down with all these guys and stuff, and it's going to be a fun time about Yomi Gaming. It was a crazy time in our life.
Fuck, dude. I used to wish that I could go over there too, and Reno was definitely down, but I had just had my daughter and shit like that, and it just wasn't the right time for me. But I made my way eventually, with ESL online and shit like that, 'cause I never really was able to travel, so
We were watching. Don't worry, we studied everyone, and we seen that when you were up there, and we were like, damn, Dab's doing it. And I always went for you. You were the NorCal homie, and I was always, damn, Dab's doing his shit, man. Like, that's...
Damn, dude, you're about to fucking, you know what I mean? About to make me fucking cry.
Hey,
NorCal homie. So, man, look, it has to be MK12 from what it's all leaning to, man. Like, people aren't huge fans of guest characters, but I love guest characters. I mean, maybe people maybe didn't like a lot, maybe they didn't like Terminator, Rambo, RoboCop, maybe NRS are running out of ideas, who knows? But I'm a huge fan of them, I'm a huge fan of them. I definitely want to see them return.
They're more for our generation. I feel like the people that didn't like them are like the Franco, like their generation. Like, yeah. Franco's like, who's Terminator? Who's RoboCop? Like, I don't care about these guys. He doesn't like the Turtles either, like in Injustice 2.
Hey, calm yourself there.
I'm like, the Turtles are cool. Like, come on. Yeah. But yeah, I guess it's just more our generation for those DLC characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, MK is a more older school. Like, when you think about who wants those guest characters, like, who's behind, obviously Ed Boon, he's probably nostalgic about the 80s kind of movies and stuff like that, right?
For sure. And us that grew up in the 90s, we, around the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, talking about all the accomplishments King has inside of the game and stuff. There is one thing that's pretty crazy of an accomplishment that he has outside of the games, and knowing King, like the prime of King at Yomi, we used like Slayer and I would give him shit kind of about being a little overweight. Like he started getting Slayer was kind of straight up mean about it. He's like, King, you're getting fat. And then King made like I'm not sure how many pounds have you lost. King, like when you think of like the prime of like the most you weighed to like the most, like how much have you lost? Did you weigh like how much weight have you actually lost?
So at my heaviest was 2020. I weighed like 230 pounds, and then recently I lost to like 155. So 45 plus 30, it's like 75 pounds.
Fuck,
Jesus.
dude. I'm actually proud of you, dude. Like, I think about that, like, from time to time. Like, I'll see, like, you post or something like that, or I'll come by, like, your profile, I'll see you, whatever. And I'm like, dude, fucking, I say it all the time, ForeverKing, forever doing his fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I'm always proud of people who actually take the initiative to take a hold of their body, take control of their body, and want to better themselves. And I know that you said before your uncle was a huge inspiration for you, actually, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, my uncle. He was a professional boxer, and now he has his own gym in California. Michael was there.
That fool was healthy as shit. That fool's in shape.
Oh,
Yeah, didn't he train Will Smith at boxing?
Not Will Smith, but like some other voice actors, and he's met like George Lopez, Lil Jon, like a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But sometimes I look back on my old videos, and I'm just like, man, I was chunky, bro. Like when I look back on like the Yomi Burger King time period.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did I even let myself go? Like, I'll never let myself go like that again. But I was just, I was just playing video games, living the life, drinking milkshakes, not giving a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll catch up to you, man. It will catch up.
What was the turning point? What was the moment you said, it's time to grind losing weight?
I remember
Yomi Burger
I was
King.
at like a yeah. I remember the turning point for me. I was at like a little get together. It was I don't know. You guys know Candy. She's also in the Mortal Kombat community.
Yeah, Candy's dope.
She's like Infinity's best friend. She lived down the street from her.
Yeah.
We're at like a little party. We're all drinking, chilling, having a good time. And she had a scale in her bathroom, and I stepped on it.
Oh shit.
And it said 230 pounds, and I'm like,
Sheesh.
I've never.
Oh my
I've
God!
never been this heavy in my life. Like, I hadn't weighed myself in months, so I had no idea what to expect. But I didn't think it was going to be that high. I was like, maybe I might be like 190 or 200 or something. But it was like 230, and I'm like, I need to trim up, bro. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And like after that party, I stopped partying for a while and started focusing on the gym and stuff like that. And then, you know, I had my ups and downs. Like I might lose to like 180, then go back up to 190, then down to 170, then back to 190. But eventually, after a year or two, I did get to 155. And right now, I'm probably like 170-ish, but I do want to get back to really in shape again. Probably for sure by the next Mortal Kombat, I'll be in shape. I would even say by EO, I'll probably be back to like 160, like where I want to be at. Especially because, you know, Infinity, she wants to do some like couple cosplays.
Yeah.
And one of the couple cosplays she wants to do is Black Panther and Namor.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've seen the Black. I don't know if you've seen the new Black Panther.
And Namor?
Yeah, Shuri and Namor. And I'm like, bro, he's barely wearing anything, bro. Like, if I'm gonna cosplay him, I gotta be in my best tip top shape.
Yeah.
So
Namor is fucking jacked. He's not jacked, but he's in shape. Like he's, yeah.
he looks like Destroyer.
Yeah, dude. Destroyer 2 is another one, man. Like you guys are ridiculous, man. Like I'm proud of when you want to when I see people take care of themselves, man. Like I'll see people like I'll see people in the gym. I'll be in the gym. Sorry, not to take away from that. I'll be in the gym and I'll see someone who's like, they're a little, overweight and they're trying, and like I'll just randomly like just walk by and put my fist up and like give them a bump, like, and cause I'm like proud of them. Like I don't even know who the fuck they are, but I'm so proud. And it's like good shit, dude. Like taking care of yourself, And,
For sure.
I know that makes them feel good too. I mean, that's not why I do it to get some kind of gratification out of it. I'm great. I'm happy when I see people happy, and people working on themselves, and it's always good to see those things.
That is one thing. Like if I can go back in time and change something, it would be to like live healthier, pretty much.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, that's true. But you also did learn a lot of things as well. I'm assuming from being at that size and shit like that,
Yeah. Like it didn't feel good.
So
but the fast food was good.
Hey, that shit's kind of good though, bro. Like especially like, not saying you don't cook or anything, but like especially like when you're always busy and you're doing shit. Like sometimes it's hard, bro. And that shit's hella good. It's like a quick bite,
One thing I can never give up, even if I was a billionaire and was trying to stay in shape as possible for the rest of my life, I can never give up milkshakes. At least once in a while, I have to treat myself to like an Oreo milkshake.
Hey, you deserve it, though. You deserve it. All the hard work, you deserve it. This is some shitty quality.
Just don't treat yourself. Just don't treat yourself to 16 ice cream sandwiches.
Right. Seriously, though.
Shit.
Did you do that? Did you do that, King?
What's up?
Did you do that?
So.
Oh God, here we go.
So, I was in Ohio and my stepdad was telling Michael that he had like 16 ice cream sandwiches in the box in the freezer.
Yeah.
And he went to go get one, but they were all gone.
Bro.
And he's like, "Oh, Christian ate all of them." But when you tell a story like that, it makes it seem like I ate it all on like a day or something. But it was actually over the span of like a week. Like maybe like every day I would go grab like 2.
16 in a week. 16 ice cream sandwiches in a week. That's still crazy.
Hey,
I like ice
my
cream.
boy was in there. He was frame trapping them bitches.
Yeah, and ice cream, that's something I can never give up. I think it's probably my top favorite food all time. Ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just good, bro. It's fucking delicious. I have to have something, I have to always have my cookie dough from Baskin Robbins, like every once in a while I have to, because it's just so fucking delicious. So
It's like it's almost better than MK9.
okay, let me tell you something here. Let's relax. No, so we all seen the tweets from Ed Boon. He actually seemed like he would consider like Predator and maybe Kratos returning and stuff like that. Would you like to see some DLCs like return? I would. I mean, Kratos. Everyone knows me. I want to see like the new Kratos, Norse Kratos, come back. I think it would be bittersweet and so poetic to have him come back to the Netherrealm. But like you played Predator as well, and Ed Boon showed some interest. Like he's like, if the fans are down, I'll consider it maybe, kind of, but not really.
Yeah, I remember when Predator was first being announced, when they did the trailers of all 3 of them. For some reason, I gravitated towards the zoning. So I'm like,
Right.
MKX doesn't have that much zoning. Only Quan Chi, and that's it. But outside of Quan Chi, it's just extreme rushdown. The oppression, that shit, So when I seen Predator had like a zoning variation. I was like, I'm gonna play this one.
Yeah.
And I remember a bunch of people at the time were using Hunter and stuff. Because like Hunter is cool with the traps and setups and combos and stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as I remember, I was like one of the only people that was picking Hishku-ten, and everyone else was picking Hunter and Warrior.
Yeah,
But
100%.
Hishku-ten did.
100%.
Hishku-ten did end up doing the best variation.
Yeah, especially after the nerfs too.
Yeah. I didn't know it was going to be the best. I just thought it'd be cool to pick like a zoning variation because there wasn't that much zoning. But if Predator came back from K-12, I would definitely try him out.
Yeah, 100%. Hishku-ten, especially now in the meta for MKX, like that character is like, of course you got to stay on him when you knock him down, but like one like frame off and that fool just did an EX fucking low fucking plasma blast, and
yeah,
it's like fuck. Now you're going full screen, or he caught you, or you guys traded and now you're full screen. It's like fuck. Now you got to get in again.
He was intense.
What about you, Mike? Is there any characters like that you would like to see like return, or is there any like new guest characters that you think NRS can kind of bring into like the NetherRealm universe?
So I guess guest character.
Like, you don't have to go through like all of them, but like maybe one or two, maybe.
Yeah. I know one that really comes to mind. Obviously, being an Ninja Turtle fan, I would say Shredder. Then I think it was you or somebody gave me a great idea, and even more than Shredder, and he would perfectly fit in the Mortal Kombat universe because the comic books are super bloody and violent.
Ronin.
The Last Ronin. Yes.
Yeah, he just has all the equipment from all four of them.
Yeah, and it's badass. Yeah. Like they're broken too. Like Leonardo's sword is fucking chipped off. And it's like a little fucking dagger, like mid fucking, like it's sick, dude. Because I remember Ed Boon did tweet. He was like, "What characters would you like to see return?" Ninja Turtles were one of them. I was like, "Nah, I wouldn't want to see the fucking Ninja Turtles in Mortal Kombat," because it's not their realm, Like I don't see Michaelangelo getting his head cut off, So, but the Last Ronin,
he actually, he actually gets stabbed and cut, and so he could do fatalities and have fatalities done to him. I like my 100% number one pick for a Mortal Kombat guest character is definitely the Last Ronin.
Yeah,
and then obviously returning characters. Being a Mortal Kombat fan, I always want to see the cyborgs. I always want to see cyborgs. Like Cyrax is like one of my favorite characters. I really like him. I love Cabal, like just story wise and stuff.
Ketchup and mustard, you gotta have them.
Yeah, but a random character I would also really love that not a lot of people know is like, I think Drawman would be pretty cool, just because besides variations, I would love like stance, like how Deadly Alliance Deception did, where you could change fighting style. I would love that. Maybe not for every character, like that to be a mechanic, but it would be cool to have like a special character where like Drawman, he could fight in like a savage way where his mask is off, but then he could fight in like a more martial artist trained way when he puts his mask on. I don't know if a lot of people know the lore to that, but like, yeah, that's what he did. Like, which I think would be cool if there was some type of stance switch character, and I do like Drawman, even though maybe some don't. So it'd be cool to have him back. But yeah,
let's do it one more time.
Hold on real quick. Thank you, Cherise. We love you. Cherise just subscriber prime. She's a god. Everybody, she's a god. She's a god.
Oh my God!
Thank you, Cherie. We love you.
The beautiful Cherie.
The beautiful Cherise.
Cherie, you're subscribed?
What were you saying, King? I'm sorry. Were you about to say something?
I was gonna say, so for me,
hello, everyone.
Hey, Cherie, we love you. We love you.
What up? What up?
Yeah! It's been a long time. Yeah! It's so good. Your podcasts are amazing. It's very refreshing. Keep doing it. It's amazing.
Are you serious? You're just being nice.
Yes. No.
I'm just playing, Cherie. I love you.
You guys are like the surviving of the lost era that needs to still be alive, you know. It's very important to keep going, you know, especially with the OGs.
Damn.
All
This
right.
is
Yeah.
heartfelt. This is refreshing to hear.
But go on, King. What were you gonna say?
Thank you, Cherise, again. Love you.
Have a good one. So yeah, for me, like Kung Lao and Shao Kahn are like my top 2 favorite Mortal Kombat characters. But outside of them, it'd be really cool to see Tremor back.
Oh yeah.
I thought MKX Tremor was really awesome. I think Garrus
as
was
a
like
base
the
character,
coolest.
not DLC, like base.
Yeah, base.
Yeah.
And Garrus was like the coolest character in MK11.
Fuck yeah.
I know, like a lot of people have like a sour taste for Garrus because he was like kind of broken in the beginning, and he was just like winning a lot and bullying people. But if you put that aside, he was a really cool character, like aesthetically.
Yeah.
Um,
I think he's the coolest ever new character ever brought into Mortal Kombat of all time. Shoutouts to Dizzy for the design.
Oh wow. So yeah, that would be cool for like a older, I guess you can say. I think Havoc would be really cool. I think this is a popular opinion that a lot of people have, but out of the 3D games, I think Havoc is like the coolest character. He's like breaking his own legs. He's breaking his own legs to like get down and shoot a low projectile at you, or snapping his neck to gain health, or you know, doing all types of weird, crazy stuff. He fits in Mortal Kombat perfectly.
They could really go nuts with his design. They really could go nuts.
And then as far as a guest character, I actually posted this a while ago, like a few months ago, a year ago or something.
Oh, I'm interested.
But I thought it'd be cool for an Injustice. Like if it was going to be Injustice 3,
Yeah.
it's like the opening trailer, like the opening cinematics when they're announcing Injustice 3.
Yeah.
If it was like Superman, Omni-Man, and Homelander all going at it against each other.
Oh, dude.
Because like those 2 shows are, extremely popular.
Yeah. That would be amazing fucking Injustice, dude, because it like would be so perfect for DLC. Like they're fucking, and like how Injustice story mode is like Superman, like evil Superman and shit like that. That'd be kind of cool what they could do with the story mode too. Now I want an Injustice game, man. Thanks. Oh shit, we lost him.
Oh, I think is he here?
Did I lose King? Oh, his phone died. I bet you his phone died.
Oh.
We got a DJT situation. Let's see. Oh no, he should still be here. Did he mute himself?
These fucking Yomi guys.
Oh shit. What the fuck? What the fuck is it? Well, we're having technical difficulties here, folks. You know what? We're just gonna see you guys shortly. This is Radio Dab from NRSQR 92.5, The Realm. Will you sit back, relax, go into the kitchen, and grab yourself a couple of snacks?
Oh, can you hear me?
Hey, and he's back, ladies and gentlemen. It's a perfect break that we had. ForeverKing was forever doing his thing, and he is back.
I thought that was one of you guys' phone, but it was mine. But
back at it like a crack addict.
Yeah, so like I was saying, Omni-Man and Homelander, they'd fit perfect in Injustice, the whole Superman dynamic, superhero dynamic. But if it's gonna be Mortal Kombat, they're both evil and they're both like, rated R type, like they could do fatalities and stuff. So they would even be cool in Mortal Kombat too.
Yeah. They were actually on one of my lists that I made maybe a month ago, maybe a couple months ago. I made like a list I would like to have. Like I had like Kratos, of course, this version of Kratos. Go ahead, Friday Night, shoot your question. I had Blade, like Wesley Snipes Blade. I had a couple other cool characters I forgot, but I know I had like Homelander in there as well. So the other characters will probably come to me, but yeah, it would be cool to see those characters, especially since they're so brutal. It would be sick.
And they could probably never put Superman in Mortal Kombat, so this would be like the next best thing.
Yeah, it actually would. To be honest, it would be. Yeah, because like you can't cut Superman's head off, but you sure as hell could do to like Homelander and shit. Shit.
Yeah, Homelander would be sick, man. The show's doing great. I read the comic books. Like, yeah, Homelander's perfect.
Yeah, I would. I would definitely. Put on like. Fucking. Maybe like a Killer Instinct character. Fucking. I wouldn't mind seeing like. Those kind of characters as well. So.
And so obviously, like the ultimate crossover would be Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter. I don't know if we'll ever get that in our lifetime, but a more realistic crossover would be Killer Instinct versus Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Killer Instinct has that similar dark and gritty vibe, and they don't have fatalities, but in the older games, they had something similar where the uppercut went to the background and stuff. That would be pretty cool. MK versus Killer Instinct.
Yeah, that's why I think one of those characters would be perfect to fit in for like a guest character. To be honest.
Who would you pick?
Honestly, dude, I would play it safe and do like Saberwolf, or
Fulgore.
Probably or Fulgore, yeah. But I TJ Combo is my favorite, but I do like I like Orchid as well. Orchid's sick. We don't get a lot of female guest characters, so that would be cool too. What about you guys?
Yeah. So to make it quick, like KI, one of my first like fighting game loves.
That's right, sure.
I owned a Super Nintendo and loved the black cartridge, obviously, of KI1. But
Yeah.
my friend had it. I didn't own it, but my third grade friend, he owned it, and I would go to his house all the time and play it. And that's the first game I learned the fatalities and ultra combos on my own as a third grader. I learned them because, to be honest, they're easy for the Mortal Kombat fatalities. Most of them are like down forward and a button, or down back and a button. Saberwolf's was like back and a button. So they're pretty easy, and that game is just Killer Instinct amazing. And like you guys were saying about intros, and like that intro of Killer Instinct, I would always have to just watch that because it got me so hype. Yeah, Killer Instinct would be a perfect addition to, like, I would love to see a KI versus Mortal Kombat. And I think as a guest character, my favorite character of KI, I would love to see Riptor. But to play it like where I think everyone would love it, it would probably be Fulgore because he's like the mascot. It could be like Orchid, Jago, but I would think this Fulgore, he's like probably the most iconic.
Spinal would be good too. Spinal would fit he would fit it really well.
I was gonna say my favorite KI characters were always Glacius and Spinal.
Yeah. Spinal is good because Spinal has what's the word? He has character. He has like what's the word I'm looking for? You guys know what I'm talking about. Personality, and like he'd have funny interactions with the characters as well.
Talking about intros, since we brought up intros, I think the 3D Mortal Kombat games have like some of the best intros of all video games. Like the Deadly Alliance intro is interesting just because it shows like, oh, Liu Kang finally died, the main character died. But Deception intro introducing, Onaga and Raiden, Shang Tsung, Quan Chi had to team up on them. Armageddon intro just showing like 100 characters going to war. Shaolin Monks intro, that one's really underrated.
Yeah,
I think those are some of the best. I never never skip them. Whenever I turn those games on, I always watch those intros. Hopefully, like, I know we just have story mode in the new ones.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if we had like an intro like that, like a hype, something to watch every time you turn on MK12 or something.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think that was honestly me, since, you know, I'm not a big fan of MK11, but like I look at stuff like TikTok and like YouTube and stuff like that, like, and like the coolest things about MK11, at least from what I see from a casual perspective and what I see, like, is how amazing it looks, and like their intros, like they're just badass. They're like the coolest part to me, and like that stuff alone like gets a lot of like hits, like when you post it and shit on social media. So it's like that's one thing I would like to see them, you know, bring back. But obviously, I mean, it's probably gonna look way better. Probably might make an MK11 look like a fucking child's play. But who knows?
I've been saying this for years. Even like before MK11 came out and stuff.
Yeah.
One thing I thought would be cool is if they brought back Conquest mode, like from Mortal Kombat Deception. Except they made it online, so like you can travel, like run around in Outworld, Netherrealm, Earthrealm, whatever. But there's other online players also running around, and you could walk up to them, talk to them, battle them, you know, trade items. Like if you have like a skin that you don't care about and they have a skin you want, you could trade with each other, form teams, pick clans, and battle against other people. That would be crazy. Yeah. And it seems like Street Fighter kind of like took my idea, kind of. Street Fighter 6. They made like an online mode where you can like run around and interact with other people online, kind of.
Yeah.
It's not exactly what I was thinking, but it's similar.
Yeah, it's speaking of, I'm sure you guys heard $1 million for first place, $2 million in total prizes for the tournament, or for the cup. Like, what does that make you feel? Anything inside? Is that something that, like, does that make you want to learn Street Fighter 6? Or, I mean, I know we're talking about NRS right now, but this is big news. So
yeah, I already played. Me and Michael talked about this already, but you know, I played the Street Fighter 6 beta, and I enjoyed it. Like, I think I already like it more than 5 already. Street Fighter 4 is probably my favorite of all time, but Street Fighter 6, it did feel really nice. So it's gonna be a day one buy for me. Even before I heard the $1 million thing, I was already planning on buying Street Fighter 6 day one, playing it until the next NRS game comes out. So when I heard this, I'm like, dang, this is gonna be crazy. And the thing that hypes me up the most about that is I'm sure NRS seen it, obviously. They see this $2 million prize pool, and now they're thinking, like, all right, we have to match this, or we have to do something that hypes people up too, you know?
Yeah. I mean, maybe they do, maybe they don't. But then again, it does actually put a fire under other fighting game developers in a way. Because if you think about it, we live in an era where it's not like MK9 anymore, where we're traveling from California to New York for a $300 tournament. It's like people are like, where's the money? Like, Street Fighter has the money, bro. So it's like they might take away like consumers, you know what I mean? For the most part.
Yeah, no matter what, like hearing this I don't think a lot of people know how big this news is. Like, first of all, it's a record breaking, like, for any fighting game tournament that's ever existed. No one has done $2 million, you know, total grand prize and like first place $1 million. Like, that's never been done. And people always ask, like, what could fighting game tournaments do to be on the level of, like, you know, like League of Legends or those big ass tournaments, you know? And to simplify it, I always say you just need more money, because money just gets more people listening.
Yeah.
And for that to happen, it's great because obviously it's going to encourage, like you said, NRF and Tekken. They're like, oh shit, $1 million, we got to step it up. It's a great publicity, and I'm just happy with the future because knowing that everyone knows about this
The future.
now, it's going to make me interested in fighting game tournaments. So it's just going to have way more participants now, and I feel this is the right. All I want is more people to enter fighting game tournaments. Fighting game tournaments like the FGC to be bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think knowing that this announcement happened with money being in millions, dude, it's gonna happen. Like we're in there, man. I'm excited about it.
It's probably the best thing they could have done besides showing more SF6 content was to announce that, to like keep the hype going and to kind of put their foot down like, yo, this is League of Legends money, bitch. What's up? You know? Like seriously. Dude.
This is serious. I think the biggest, like the biggest outside of that might have been one of the Capcom Cups, or like, NRS had E-League and Injustice Pro Tour, and I think it was like 100K or like, Dragon won 150K for first place for winning E-League.
Oh yeah.
I think that is the biggest. But if you think that's only like 10%. That's only 15% of this new Street Fighter pot.
Yeah.
The Street Fighter pot is 10 times more. That's crazy.
Dude, it really is. It is ridiculous. Like we would never. I would think that day would not come for a while. Like that's literally like fucking like Call of Duty, fucking League of Legends, Smite, money. Like that. Like
I thought it was gonna happen. I thought it was gonna happen eventually, but I was thinking like maybe 2025 or 2026.
Right.
We eventually get like $1 million.
Yeah.
But then 2024, that soon.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, it would be ridiculous. Fuck. I do want to. I know it's getting late for you, so we'll wrap it up like maybe 10 minutes or so. I know it's because you're already on the other side of the country. You're in the East Coast, so I don't want to keep you up too late, man. But I want to talk about I want to talk about one thing real quick for the viewers. If I were to have guest characters, it would be Kratos, Michael Myers, Wesley Snipes Blade, Ash Williams, because Ash Williams was supposed to be in this game according to the data files. A lot of people are a huge fan of Doomslayer, and then like a Homelander or like a I don't know about Buffy, because I would rather have Wesley Snipes Blade than Buffy, even though we do need some a female DLCs. That would be cool. But yeah,
the Kill Bill chick.
Oh yeah, Uma Thurman. I forgot her name, but that would be sick. Hell yeah.
Yeah, she would be cool.
She would be cool. She actually would fit it.
Female. You're talking about female DLCs.
Oh, I thought you had more. I was like, hold on, what's this guy up to? I want to hear it.
No, she's just deadly, and
Yeah. I would say though, like I would like to see armor return and like certain inputs, like if you're holding down and then you have to do like a forward move or something, or a back move is your normal, and then like your special comes out. I kind of want that out. Like I want to get rid of it like forever. It sucks. I guess the best example I could think of is like Superman holding down and then you do forward 2 and then you get rising grab and then you get punished full combo. I don't want stuff like that to like make it back. And I'm also Batman holding down and pressing back 1 and then getting up grapple right in their face. Dude, right? Right?
I was playing Sonic Fox at the World Championships E-League.
Yeah.
And I knocked him down because he was playing Red Hood, and I started teabagging, and then I went to meaty him with back 1, and I got up grappled right in his face. $100,000 on the line.
Yeah.
It would be nice if they took that out. I think input shortcuts helps with that, I think. But it would be nice if they just took it out completely.
Yeah, it really would. I mean, Yeah, they did the input shortcuts was supposed to help with it, but I feel like it never really helped. I felt like I still had to like wait like a frame before I did forward 2. Like I feel like I would still get those errors as well.
Alternate controls takes it away, but for alternate controls you have to do like weird motions. So like if you want to do back forward attack, you have to do a whole half circle instead. But if you turn on alternate controls, when you hold down, you press forward, you won't get the motion because you have to go down and then diagonal and then forward.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to have to. Maybe if they give you an alternate controls option, but still keep back forward, just back forward and not a half circle. That would solve it.
That would actually solve a lot, to be honest. I hate back forward moves, by the way, but it would. I hate them. I can never get around them at all.
Giving NRS ideas right now.
I know, right? Hopefully they tune in and learn from us or something, or not learn from us, but take some notes or something. I don't know.
Still wonder this to this day. It's kind of on topic, but I remember on TYM back in like 2015 or whatever, when the Combat Pack 2 got announced for Mortal Kombat X, you know, it was like Alien, Bo Raicho, Triborg, and Leatherface. I was talking about how like a certain playstyle that would be cool with Bo Raicho, and I was like typing, and I was like, you know, what if he can get like different levels of drunk? Like if there was like tipsy, drunk, and like fucked up or something.
Yeah. Oh, sound like a robot right there. Okay, you're good now. You're good.
You can hear me?
Yeah, you're good now.
Yeah. I was typing on TYM. I was like, what if Bo Raicho played like you can drink and you get like extra benefits from drinking, and depending on how much you drink, you'll get like extra moves or extra like powers on your moves and stuff.
Yeah.
But maybe like the more you drink, it adds like some negative side effects too. And but then Bo Raicho came out a couple weeks later, and he had Drunken Master, and it basically did almost exactly what I mentioned. And I'm like, did me and NRS just think of the same thing?
That's
or
nuts,
did they,
dude.
or did they take my advice? I was always curious about that.
Damn, dude. Maybe they did, because they only announced the characters at that time. So like they still were probably working on them. Even if they were finished, they could still, you know, like movies, the movies are finished, but then they could do reshoots, and then so even though it would probably cost them money, I mean, but they're backed by Warner Brothers. Who knows?
You never know.
Damn, that would be amazing. Well, it seems like the game should be coming out this year, according to Ed Boon putting 23 on his answers. I'm assuming that's 2023, just like everyone else. So hopefully it does. I feel like NRS is the last developer to really show something, and I feel like the time is now, because every other game's announced. I mean, Project League doesn't come out to maybe 2024, and they already got like 2 6-minute videos of explaining of what they have going on. So hopefully we get something soon, because I know we're starving. We are starving.
For sure.
You have anything you kind of want to add to this, Mike, at all, or?
I think we covered almost everything. Like,
Yeah, we covered.
you know, the $1 million prize. Well, yeah, I think, you know, obviously, dude, we could talk for hours about like Yomi days and, you know, King and I's adventures outside of that. Like when King came to visit like one summer.
Yeah.
When I got top 16 at Evo, he came that summer, and dude, he would tear. I think you were here for like 3 months, right, King?
Yep.
It was like around 3 months, but like, dude, it was 3 months. We have crazy stories, like insane. But the stuff that I was really curious about, yeah, we mostly talked about it.
Good. I'm glad you got that off your chest. I mean, I guess we don't really have to really talk about like characters we want to see come back or anything like that. I feel like we kind of covered that. I mean, I feel like maybe the DC character, the Deception and Armageddon, Deadly Alliance characters should definitely get some love this time. Hopefully they do, and it would be cool. It would be cool to see them switch it up. You know, like you said earlier, Garrus was like the coolest character, even though like people hated on him. But like I would like to see him return too, with some like freaking deadly 3D versions, 3D era characters as well. So it would be cool to get them in there.
It's funny, like a lot of people that I talk to about the 3D era now, it reminds me of Star Wars. Like when Star Wars Episode 1, 2, and 3 first came out, everyone hated on it because it wasn't, you know, the old school Star Wars. It was new. But now in this time, everyone loves them because they're nostalgic now. It's like, oh, I remember them when I was little. And, you know, Obi-Wan came out with that Star Wars series, and it takes place like in the era of, you know, after Episode 3 and all that. Yeah. Which is amazing. And I feel like we gone through that with the 3D era games. Back in the day, everyone hated it because obviously, oh, it's 3D, they sucked, this and that. But now, when we talk about them, they're now nostalgic. So now people are like, oh, 3D era characters, which, yeah, I do love a lot of them. And that's what got me into Mortal Kombat, because the 3D era games told the best story. Like, lore-wise, it had so much more to say. Like, so, you know, with the amazing conquest for Deception, like, you're able to walk around and you find out, like, you know, all this stuff. And it's just, it was an amazing time. And, you know, Mortal Kombat wouldn't be where it was without those games. So yeah, I love when we talk about it now that everyone's like, no, those were great. So yeah.
There's one thing that we're forgetting to bring up that was awesome about Deception.
Uh-oh. Let's hear it.
Oh.
Chess combat and puzzle combat.
That'll be cool. I think it will give a good competitive drive against Street Fighter's like exploring mode, or, you know, conquest mode that they have going on. So
yeah, cool. I did like puzzle combat a lot.
Yeah, like puzzle combat. I mean, it's just like another Tetris. Like, you know, Street Fighter has that too with Puzzle Fighter and stuff. But chess combat, that was actually really unique, and no other fighting game has done anything similar to that. You even had like spells that you could use, like imprison, teleport. I've had a lot of fun with chess combat, and if that returned, I would definitely play it like an MK12. Imagine how fun it would be if there was like an online chess combat you could play, and you're still playing the game. Like when your piece interacts with someone else's, it forces you to do Mortal Kombat online. So there's like a chess mind game to it, but at the same time, you're still playing Mortal Kombat.
It's just, it would be messed up for like the player that is like way worse, and like he's like, even though he goes to your piece and tries to eat it, you're just beating his ass. So he's like, fuck.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. But that's what the health is for. So like, you know, certain pieces, like your queen has more health than the pawn. But I guess if the skill level is that different, you're still gonna, like your pawn is just gonna kill their queen and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they did bring back chess combat, don't bring back those green squares. Those green squares were broken.
Don't bring it back, they're broken. Let it be broken, man. Yeah. No.
No, because like you stand on the green square and your whole entire army is like replenished health. So then you're fighting over the squares more than you're actually trying to kill the other person.
Oh my god, that broke.
It was cool.
If there's one thing I do want to see return, is transitions, and I mean just UMK3 transition, simple transition, not like Injustice. It's a whole movie transition, because that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're superheroes, but like a good and if they're gonna keep crushing blows, just have that be the only crushing blow. Like it activates when you uppercut them into another stage, or if you punch them through like a side of a stage. But like mostly just keep the uppercut. I don't want crushing blows to return, by the way, but if they do have crushing blows, have that be like the crushing blow, like boom, you get uppercutted into the fucking next stage, and like, yeah, bring those back. Those are awesome. They're explosive, they're quick, and they're engaging. So I think yes, please keep it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if crushing blows return, but like don't make that the only way to like start like MK11 kind of designed itself around crushing blows. Like you want to get the crushing blow to get your combos and stuff.
Yeah.
But it would be cool if crushing blows were in the game, like MK12, but don't make it like your main game plan is to try to get the crushing blows. It should just be like a little sprinkle on top of everything else.
Yeah. That's the thing that kind of took away from MK11 is like some characters have the capability to do like huge combos, but like you said, 16-bit was saying before that like this is where you're gonna get like, you know, your damage or whatever, the crushing blows. You're gonna get hits, ticks for tack, and then your crushing blows. You know, I feel like crushing blows they kind of take away from not necessarily creativity of a character, but they take away somewhat of a, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Like
you only have that option one time.
Yeah.
The whole match.
But I also feel too, like it takes away like it makes players a little bit scrubbier, because like now like people think that they're good. They're just like trying to fuzzy guard so they can get a fucking down to crushing blow or whatever, fuzzy block, and I'm just like, there's no way this should be working. But I mean, it's part of the game. It is what it is. But I feel like it just takes away from like, I feel like some players would probably win the match if there were no crushing blows. Like, okay, he ducked my shit, so he just did like a random down two. Now it's not like I'm not gonna die now, and now I don't have to guess if I should break, and then he's gonna hit me with a failed blow or something. You know what I mean? Like,
if they bring back down to crushing blows, don't make it launch. Just make it do like a little more damage. That's it.
Yeah, just a little bit more.
I think with they should definitely take away where you're mashing block, and it option selects, people grabbing you or doing a meaty. That I always think fighting games should come down to when you're in the Oki.
Yeah. And
when you're staggering, it should always come down to a guess. If he's gonna grab you, you shouldn't be able to like, nullify a guess by like mashing block or whatever, and like it's like, well, now I don't have to guess if you're gonna meaty me or grab me, because I let the game just guess for me. Stuff like that should be taken away, and bring back pro moves.
Oh, I know you like those pro moves from MK vs DC. They're actually pretty tight. Maybe don't make them like a huge gap, but or maybe do, because maybe it shows the skill gap. Oh, this person can hit it every time. So it's a just frame, motherfucker. Shit.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to see them back. It was cool, the sound effect and the wave it did when you got it. It just felt so satisfying.
Yeah, it was badass actually. It had like a huge like a bass. I want shit like that back. I want the bass. I want the screen shaking. I want like moves that like you can like not amplify them, but you can enhance them. Like for example, like Jax, if I had a command, if I did gotcha grab, and like say he slams you, know how he slams you in MK11? He can slam you either side. Like for a bar, once he slams you, you can like launch him, and like you hear like that pro move or something, and it goes boom, and then like the screen shakes and like the camera comes in a little bit, kind of like Marissa when in that little fucking gameplay they showed of Marissa versus Manon. She like the camera like zoomed in, and it went like from a different angle, and like she punched her to fucking full screen. Like I want to see shit like that, and I want the music, I want the costumes. I don't want just colorways. I want actual like costumes, nostalgic costumes. I know they have that here, but I want more skins You know, if you're gonna have guest characters, have some very nostalgic skins as well. Hook it up. I know you guys can do it. So, I mean, who am I? Just a baker, you know, just a baker.
Me and Slayer were talking about this back in MKX. It would be cool if, you know, when someone throws you and then you tech the throw, if you're a spectator, you're kind of wondering like, oh, what way did they throw? You know? So it would be cool if they somehow did like a signal, like maybe there's like a spark on the screen or something. If it's like a blue spark, that meant it was a forward throw, and a red spark meant it was a back throw. Just so like the spectators can be more hyped. Like if they see like multiple techs back to back, like let's say like Sonic Fox throws Ninja Killer, but he techs it and it shows like a blue spark, and then Sonic Fox throws Ninja Killer again, but he techs and it's a red spark. It's like, dang, he guessed the forward throw, teched it, guessed the back throw, teched it. Like that's a godlike, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Those visuals would have been nice because there was sometimes where I'm like, whoa, King tech that? Like, that was crazy. But only I knew that it was crazy because it's like his back's in the corner. You would think I would throw him forward to keep him in the corner, but I threw him backwards and he still teched. It's like another mind game. And yeah, if everyone else was shown that visual of like, whoa, he just did that, like it'll, because people, when you're watching, you don't know, like, oh, maybe he just forward teched again, but like you really don't know. But yeah, something visual like that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. It has not that it has to be done, it just should be done. It just should be done. All those things that we just talked about, on top of that, with music, people are gonna play your game forever, dude. Like, people would still be playing MK9 to this day. It would have been like our Marvel. So
Yeah, honestly, if MK9 was remastered, that's like one of the things I want more than anything, is like a MK9 remaster. Don't touch the top 10, but maybe like outside the top 10, like buff everyone a little bit, and put it on, you know, PS5. That would be godlike.
yeah, 100%
Yeah.
would be good. All right, I think we covered everything. We covered MK11, MKX, stuff we'd want to see for MK12. Is there anything you want to add? You guys want to add for MK12 that you want to see, or you guys kind of feel like you kind of got that out there, or? Because after this, I'll just be wrapping it up.
They could add more character interactions, kind of like you know how they talk to each other in the intros. So this was in Injustice, and I don't know if it was in any other ones, but like I remember in Injustice 1, like if Superman throws Batman, or like, you know, vice versa, Batman would be like, "Stay out of here, Clark," or something.
Yeah.
Like little character specific stuff. That would be really cool if there was just like way more of it. Like every character had like a quote they said to a specific character when they threw them, or actually MKX did have it, because I remember sometimes if Quan Chi does like a trance on Sub-Zero, he'll be like, yeah, he's like, your brother had more heart.
Yeah.
MKX had it too, but like, what if they just do way more? I know it's a lot of work, obviously, but
yeah.
If every character just had a bunch of interactions with every single other character, with throws, with special moves, intros, outros, everything.
Yeah, dude. Add some taunts in there. Like, you know, like KI had taunts. They had like a taunt button. Like, dude, give them more personality than just... I mean, I think movement alone and like what gives the character personality, but like adding that stuff too, man, I would go nuts for it, dude. And hey, I will pay for skins. Like, if Terminator had a Terminator 1 or Judgment Day skin, I'd gladly pay $20 fucking for it. So if anyone from NRS ever listens to this, I will fucking pay the money. Okay, trust me. People will buy it.
And if I can make one suggestion as well,
yeah,
you should be able to play online or like versus mode to unlock stuff. You shouldn't be forced to do like in MK11 you have to do like towers to unlock certain skins or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of like fighting against the AI. To me, it's like really boring fighting the AI. I'll fight
Yeah.
the AI for story mode. I'll do it story, but outside of story, I pretty much only want to fight humans all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah. It's
So
and it's sorry, I didn't mean to
like,
cut you off. It's also too much of a grind. Like some people are working all day, or some people are busy all day or whatever. And then when we come on, like of course, like especially for us that are competitors, like we have to compete, we have to practice and play against other people and whatever. But it's like we don't want to come home and then have to spend like a couple hours just to get the one skin we want. Like we don't want that. We let me just get it in the fucking crypt, and or like you said, King, they did it in Injustice. When you're playing after your matches, you earn gear or you earn whatever. So
yeah, I liked how Injustice 2, you had access to buy every single skin that
Yeah.
you wanted. So, like in MK11, you have to like wait. You have to wait to get lucky in the shop. Like hopefully they have the skin you're looking for in the shop, or you have to like wait to get lucky. But in Injustice 2, it's like if you really like this Batman skin, you can just buy it straight up.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like that. You shouldn't have to
They
get
should-
lucky.
Yeah, they should have everything available to purchase for people that want to just purchase it, that have the money.
Yep, 100%. That's a simple way. Just people don't want to spend hours going through the towers. The hours of towers with powers. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, we don't
Like MKX gave you the option. You could pay $20 and just unlock the whole crypt like right away. And
Oh,
some
shit.
people did that.
They did that?
Yeah,
Oh shit! I didn't even fucking.
they shouldn't
know.
make that. They shouldn't make that an option again. I mean, they're only going to make more money doing that. And like some people will say pay to win, but that's not pay to win. Pay to win is when you pay money to get like extra benefits in the match against another person. That's pay to win.
Yeah.
But it's for costumes, skins. That doesn't affect the gameplay.
Yeah.
So that's not pay to win. Just like let people buy whatever skin they.
Yeah, that's pay to skin, not pay to win. You son of a bitch.
Yeah. Remember in MK9,
That's question.
so they nerfed Cyrax, like they took away one of his resets.
Oh my
So
god.
for some reason, the MK3 skin on Cyrax, it still had the resets.
Did it really?
And yeah, so if you picked MK3 Cyrax, it was just a significantly better version than default Cyrax.
Fuck.
Eventually they did, fix it and they nerfed MK3 Cyrax, but that slipped through the cracks somehow. Yeah, I was talking about. So that would be an example of pay to win. Like if you could buy a version of a character that's better.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. Skins don't affect gameplay, so.
Shit, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, here's to MK12 coming out soon, man. I hope it comes out soon. I'm ready to get in there and compete again. I feel like this is a good break for me. Actually, all three of us have actually been on a break, to be honest. I mean, besides me like streaming some, MK and MK11 here and there for my content, I don't not even like that anymore. So it's been a long time for us all. I think we're all ready to get back in there.
As the podcast is going on, keep coming up with more ideas.
Yeah.
Another
Go ahead.
thing-
Yeah. Hey, you stay on as long as you want, okay?
So for Injustice 1 and even MKX and stuff, I always thought it'd be cool. Like, what if you could use like Day 1 Superman against like current Batgirl or stuff like that?
Interesting.
Yeah, people. I remember someone did a mod to where you can do that, but it would be cool if you could just do that in game without a mod. Because like Perfect Legend was talking to Sonic Fox, they were like talking shit. Like PL is like, oh, if I had like the old versions of Batman and Superman, I would be able to beat your Batgirl.
Yeah.
And somebody brought like a modded version of Injustice where you could to pick any version of any character against any version of any character.
Shut up.
And so me and PL are picking like day one Batman, day one Superman. They're all broken stuff. Sonic Fox beat us anyways with Batgirl.
Right. Right.
But it would be cool if, you know, an MK12. Of course, there's going to be patches as like months and years go on, but there should be a mode where you could pick any version of any character throughout the game's life. So if you want to use like a nerf version of a character versus like an old version of a character, stuff like that.
Damn, that would actually that'd be kind of cool too, to kind of settle things like that as well.
Because like,
would you consider it like to be like tournament legal, or it's like up to the player? Or would that also? Sorry. Or would that also just instill variations again in a way?
I mean, yeah, I don't think it would be tournament legal because like tournaments would just be the most up to date, you know, version.
True.
But it would just be more like a for fun thing, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's cool.
Or it could be for people like, you know, a lot of people prefer like the version of MKX before like run cancels got nerfed and stuff. What if you could just still straight up play that? Like, oh, I want to use armored launchers MKX.
Yeah.
And you could pick like the 2015 Kung Lao when he has armored spins instead of picking current Kung Lao when he only has armored.
Hey, that's actually pretty smart. That might actually that would probably bring a lot more content creation as well. Because some people drop the game after a character gets nerfed or patched, and they're just like, "What the fuck is this? I don't want to play this shit no more." You know? So, hey, that's a good ass idea actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, make a game mode where you could just pick any version of any character to fight against any version of any character.
It's actually pretty smart. And it would settle those disputes, like you said, with PL and Sonic Fox. You can get that shit settled right away.
For sure.
Damn, dude. Shit, I'm trying to think. I don't think I have anything more to really add. Am I missing anything? We covered guest characters, MK11, MKX, MK12, music, movement. Yeah, tag. We covered a lot, dude. We covered a whole lot. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I bet like once we get off, we're gonna start thinking of more stuff.
Hey, well, if you do, you're always welcome to like come back on for like a round 2. You know, like I have other people lined up. Not literally after this, but I have people lined up after this, and like I was telling Mike, I was like, hey man, instead of like always like trying to get players, sometimes players will say they'll do it, and they'll have something come up, or they'll be busy, or whatever the case is, or some people just won't come, and which is fine. It's life. I was like, we should just do a regular one just to be consistent. So, I mean, you're always welcome, bro. You're the homie. You the homie G.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. Anything to kind of add on the end of this thread, Mike?
Man, we covered a lot. It would be fun to have a slumber party with you guys.
Fuck yeah. I guess we'll really be sharing beds now, huh?
All night. Dude, talking about all this, I'm just like, damn, it's gonna be so fun when we're all like hanging out at at tournaments and King and I, for the since CEO 2019, we just had this great idea of like always getting an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Go to tournaments instead of like we used to do it like when we left Yomi. We used to do it where I just get a hotel with my girl, get a hotel with Infinity, obviously, and like that. But we all thought, let's plan in advance. Let's get all the FGC, like the friends we want to chill with and have an Airbnb with. We'll have like 9-10 of us, and dude, we're training in our Airbnb. We go to the tournament together. It just makes it so much more fun. So it's just a great time doing it like that. So it's highly recommended.
Yeah, I wanted to go to this past Evo And I want to cook for you guys. I want to make you guys like some tacos or something. It would have been cool. But I'm actually looking forward to going to Evo this year. If they have MK11 for one more year, I'll actually go and I'll play and compete. And so if you guys, if we get a B&B, like I'll definitely hook you guys up for sure.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah, I plan on going.
Yeah. I'm at least looking to go to Evo for sure. Because, I mean, I don't play the game no more. I don't have any enthusiasm for the game, but I'll still play. I mean, Terminator's Terminator, so I'm always going to play Terminator.
Yeah, whenever I go to a tournament, I still enter MK11. I just love competing, you know. So even if I'm not practicing it or playing it, I'll still enter.
Yeah, there's still something about that feeling of, like, doing it. Competing, you know, and I miss it. It's been last time I competed was the West Coast qualifier after Evo, and that was it. Like I played in like one tournament where like the Panther one where they needed someone. I played Scar, and like that was it. Other than that, nothing.
Remember West Coast Warzone?
Oh my god, I should have won that, or at least got second. Cause fuck. Man, I don't know. White Boy was a different fucking animal, though. So, damn, dude.
Well,
all right,
thanks
guys.
for having me on. Hope you guys all enjoyed.
Yeah, dude. I hope everyone in the stream enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed having you. I always enjoy working with you too, as well, Mike. So I'm glad that we had everything here, guys.
Dude, always amazing. Glad we all did this today. And looking forward to the future of the FGC with you guys.
For sure. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, good night, King. Thank you guys for tuning into NRSQR 92.5 The Realm. And you guys have a great night.
Yeah, like I said.